poultry products such as meat and eggs, and Ghana is no exception. For poultry production, feed constitutes 70% of the operational cost of the business, thus making it important for the feed to be done right.
Three basic steps need to be undertaken before the birds are brought in. First of all, you need to clean the whole dust in the pen from top to bottom. Secondly, you need to use water to wash the whole pen also from top to bottom. And thirdly, you need to disinfect the whole pen and the equipment that you are going to use in the pen. After you have done all this, then you leave the pen for at least 2 weeks before the birds are brought in. Then you prepare for your litter. You get a fresh, dry litter that you are going to use for the pen. At least it should be 8 centimeters deep in the pen. And ensure that the litter you are getting is not from wood that has been treated with chemicals. After you have done this, you install your feeders and drinkers in the pen at least 2 hours before the birds arrive. We install the feeders and the waterers 2 hours before the birds arrive so that it can acclimatize to the temperature of the room before the birds are brought in. Then when the birds arrive, you again check the temperature of the pen so that supplementary heat can be provided.
At the arrival of the day-old chicks, the water we put in the pen has vitamins, glucose or antibiotics vitamins in it, which releases the birds from stress out of the journey they've been through before the arrival in the farm. And also, when it comes to the chick tray, we don't put all the feed at once in the chick tray. It's being put in bits and being monitored at frequent times to prevent spillage. And also, to observe the heat or monitor the heat source in the pen, we use the birds' own environmental condition. That's when the birds are widely spread in the pen. It's an indication that the heat source is okay. And when they are too crowded by the heat source, it's an indication that the source of heat is too low for the birds, which we have to increase it. If it's the pot source you are using or gas hoover or the charcoal with the coal pot, that means you have to increase your source of heat to enable the birds get enough heat for the breeding stage.
AMPLIFIES feed demonstration activity teach farmers the correct feeding method based on genetics of the birds for efficient production and optimum profits. 2 farms in the Ashanti region, Bila Farms and Rockland Farms Limited, are examples of poultry farms in the country who have participated in AMPLIFIES feed demonstrations.
In the day-to-day management and feeding, AMPLIFIES Ghana conducted demonstrations on proper feeding of both broilers and layers. 3 considerations were taken. 1, optimal condition in terms of feed and management. And this includes feeding birds based on the management guide specific to the birds. This management guide can be downloaded. Then the floor space. With the floor space, each bird was given 1.2 to 1.5 square feet. And when you do this, you get maximum production for your birds. The second consideration is the best management condition, which is the floor space, and then farmer's own feed. Then the last one is the farmer's own management condition and farmer's own feed provided to the birds. Management and efficiency are keys to successful poultry raising. And I want to give you some simple tips that will help you in your day-to-day management of your birds. Frequently adjust your feeders so that it will prevent spillage of feed, and drinkers so that it will not wet the litters frequently. Second is to make sure you shake the feeders so that it will mix the feed up again so that the birds can get larger ones to pick, because birds are selective eaters. On medication and vaccination, please make sure you contact your local veterinary for a vaccination schedule. And when you have one worker working with different ages of birds, then allow the worker to work with the smaller birds, which is the younger birds, before going to the older birds, so that diseases will not be transferred to the younger birds. For optimum performance of birds, there are daily things you need to check. These are some of the things you need to check daily. The temperature in the pen, the distribution of birds in the pen, the water and the feed condition and the consumption in the pen. Then you need to check your lights and then the state of birds and the condition of the droppings also in the pen. All these things will give you an idea of how the birds are feeling. Then you have to also remove and replace wet litter around the brinkets. And then if there are any debris or droppings in the feed, remove them so that the feed will be fresh for the birds to take.
Biosecurity is always an important consideration in farming. Hence, poultry farms need to take appropriate measures to protect the health of their birds from the risk of diseases. Following the correct biosecurity protocol will prevent the introduction and spread of infectious diseases among their birds and in neighboring farms. Poultry farmers, Rockland and Bila farms will show you appropriate biosecurity protocol for human and vehicular movement on the farms to ensure safety.
On the farm, as a farmer, you should have biosecurity measures. And one of the biosecurity measures you can put in place is to have a foot bath and a vehicular bath. You need to have a foot bath closer to each pen on your farm so that whoever enters a pen would have to disinfect his or her foot before entering the pen. And before vehicles get to your farm, they should pass through a vehicular bath with a disinfectant to disinfect the tires from any diseases and infections from other farms which can be transferred to your farm. On the farm, there can be different ages of birds on the farm, and you need to have particular individuals attending to a particular pen. One stockman cannot attend to all the pens on the farm. To prevent diseases, you need to have one stockman to a number of pens in order not to transfer diseases from one pen to another pen or from one age to another age. On the farm, we have a working gear. You should have a foot, you should have nose masks and an overall. Birds in pens peck a lot. If you are to enter a pen with a slipper, you wouldn't have a peace of mind. So you should have a foot that will cover your entire foot to prevent the bird from pecking your legs before you even throw an egg out. You should have a nose mask as a stockman to prevent you from breathing in any dust which can affect you in one way or the other.
AMPLIFIES Ghana is a food for progress project funded by the United States Department of Agriculture.